Coffee and Beats album review. Mac DeMarco, guitar.
There will be a short delay of flight.
Welcome to another edition of Coffee and Beats. I am your musical barista, Rod the Magnificent, back with another episode. I got my coffee this time. I'm ready for you guys. And we are here to review the new album from none other than the Prince of indie rock, Mac DeMarco, with his new release, Guitar. But before I get into that, hey, you know what to do once you come into the cafe/record store. Ring that bell first. Hit the bell. Subscribe to the channel, share it with your loved ones, because I'm sure they will all love to hear this podcast. And again, we're here to review good music. We're here to get those album reviews out there for you so you can enjoy. And I'm the one taking all of the shots and missiles when it comes to these albums. So thank you for coming into the vinyl/cafe, and let's get right into it. Enough of me rambling. Mac DeMarco, Guitar is the album up to bat for this particular episode. And my introduction to Mac DeMarco came back in the early 2010s when I was working at a rock and roll barbershop. And big shout outs to a co-worker of mine. She's an artist herself. She goes by the name of Fever Queen, whose album In the Ether I reviewed back in 2022, if I'm not mistaken. Tap the link up top to confirm that and get my review and strong recommendation of that project. And during one of our conversations when I was working with her at the time, she put me on to Mac DeMarco's second album, Salad Days. And this was Mac's breakthrough record that really pushed him into the spotlight. Now, that was my entry point into his quirky, offbeat, lo-fi world. And from there on, I started to follow him. I backtracked, listened to his first album too. And then another one came out, which was a shorter LP. But my favorite LP to this day from Mac DeMarco is none other than This Old Dog. I really enjoy that project to a T. It's one of my favorite albums. My wife loves the album too as well. And then followed up with Here Comes the Cowboy, which I wasn't a big fan of, but I enjoyed the attempt. And most recent, he had a massive instrumental project he labeled 199 One Wayne G, which was an 8-hour project of 199 unreleased songs that he didn't want to leave out there. Case in point, listen to what he had to say.
If you make certain stuff and then it sits there and it kind of percolates for months and months and months, but it's always there and it's always going, don't forget about me. Like, when are you going to put me on an album? If I'm going to write something, I need to move forward. You know what I mean? So to have things on the shelf whispering to me like that, it's like, no. So that the 199 thing was a way for me to be like, I like this stuff. I'd like to share it. I don't really know how. I might as well just give it all at the same time.
So you see, you get his drift there. But I also reviewed that album. I did a minor review of that album. So go check my Instagram page for that one. But each album has its own personality, always built around his laid-back style, slightly off-center charm. Now, this new album, Guitar, has Mac stepping into something both familiar yet different. What I could gather with this project is the production team, they wanted to keep things stripped down, really letting the guitar textures carry the mood. And that's where my first reaction kicked in. Listening to this project felt like I was going apple picking, ladies and gentlemen. While apple picking, you got a live bluegrass band playing in the background while you're looking for your favorite apple cider juice or your favorite Gala or Honey Crisp or Red Delicious or Fuji apple. You're just deep into just shopping for all types of apple, peanut, apple butter, apple salsa. Mac DeMarco is jamming in the background while you get your apple cinnamon donuts. That line is just so long. The line is just so long for those apple donuts. You wait for them, the music relaxes you, and you get your donuts and you walk away feeling so good, especially when you get home and you unravel that first donut. I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent here. I apologize, but that's what this album reminds me of. I think this record should have came out in September or October, around apple picking season. We are headed towards the tails end of summer music, and I wasn't quite ready for this project yet, but it got me in the mood for the fall, and it's one of those stripped back projects that will get you in the mood for that. And so I just want to get you into some song highlights, one being Shining, which is the opener. It's bright, it's breezy, and it's the kind of tune that sneaks into your head without effort. Then you got the song Sweeter, which is gentle, but it was catchy. It leans into that mellow groove that Mac has mastered. The song Terror I like is gritty, it's raw. It's a kind of track that feels like it was played straight through in one take. You know, he just snaps his fingers at the band and then let's just shoot for it. And it's a very personal record, talking about fighting with certain demons that people fight with in regards to mental health, being their own terror, so to speak, in their life. I really appreciate that song. And then you have the songs Home and Punishment. Both songs are playful, they're yet reflective. There's a nice balance there in regards to the feelings of these particular tracks. They feel very intimate, very heartfelt. And then you got the song Holy, which is subtle. It's not a spiritual track by any means necessary, but it's very thoughtful, it's very layered, and it's a nice closer that feels almost spiritual, but in a spiritually calm sort of way, not where you open in the Bible or anything like that, but not a gospel track at all. It's just a very subtle effort by Mac DeMarco. Some of the song critiques that I have on here: Rock and Roll, fun idea, but it was kind of samey. So is Knockin' and the song Rooster. The problem that I have with this particular album is that each song blends in a little bit too much. All of the songs almost sound the same, and a lot of it has to do with its stripped back production, right? So of course you're gonna have some songs that's gonna fade into the background, and I felt like Knockin' and Rooster just faded into the background. It's in that part of your apple picking where you're in line waiting to pay for all of your apples and your apple cinnamon donuts. My thoughts on the production is that it's very clean, but is intentionally unpolished, which is Mac's trademark. All of his albums, when in regards to production, he purposely doesn't want it to sound perfect. He wants it to sound like it has some vulnerability, and it almost feels like you're sitting in a room while he's just jamming out. No glossy layers, just a raw guitar and a bit of reverb and just some space to let the sounds echo throughout the room. And some might find that to be a little bit too loose or even sloppy at times, but for fans of his style like myself, that's exactly what I expect from a Mac DeMarco project. So I didn't go into this thing feeling surprised at all. My final thoughts on this record: guitar won't be for everyone. It's a solid addition to his catalog. It doesn't hit the highs of Salad Days or This Old Dog, but it captures his knack for mood, texture, and personality. And for me, it was an enjoyable listen. Though uneven in some places, I thought it was a really good project. Not great. I'm not gonna put it up there with Salad Days or This Old Dog, but right in the middle of the pack. I give this one 3.5 coffee cups out of 5. If you haven't listened to this album yet, feel free to do so, and let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. I'll be right down there talking with you. And that will do it for this edition of Coffee and Beats. I am your musical barista, Rod the Magnificent. When it comes to coffee, when it comes to music, stay grounded for life. See you guys on the next episode, so stay tuned. You might miss something. Until then, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.